Okay, I want to show you the stove. Okay. Now, this is a stove made out of a tin. Now I've got an extra layer to go on the inside. I made a door on it. I burned this thing already. That's why it's black. It's because it's burned paint off of it. Here's the inside of it. I made a heavy steel ceiling to go in it. The heavy steel ceiling in this thing is meant to protect it from burning through the tin. That's what that's for. And then you screw the bottom on it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm always screwing up. See if Facebook's off here, guys. Facebook's offline today. None of you whiny babies whining. Okay. Now the ceiling is inside of this thing. Okay. Now these are the ones that hold the lid on. I'm going to try to use these screws that hold the lid on to hold the ceiling in. I'm going to try to do it that way. Yeah, these screws that hold the top on it, the lid goes on and screws on. The lid, though, these screws hold the lid on, but I want these screws, the lid on, to also be the screws that hold up the ceiling. Okay. One more screw. Okay. These screws that hold up the ceiling are going to also hold the lid on. And according to this, you're never going to have to take the lid off of it. Now the liner is only made out of tin, okay? But it's going to take a while, I think, for the tin to come through. Okay, now I cut this, and I'm going to stretch this out a little. Now I'm going to cut this. Now guys, hold on just a minute. Good to see everyone. Yeah, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay. gonna mess with it. Okay. Not gonna mess with it. Okay. I'm just gonna put the okay, now this is it. Here's the inside of it. Inside of the wood stove, we've got a steel reinforced ceiling, okay? The inside is reinforced with steel. You got an outer layer of tin, you got an inner layer of tin with the steel reinforced ceiling. This steel is the kind of steel they use to put floorboards in cars. That's what this was for. This was a piece of a floorboard panel that I bought for a car. It's heavy gauge steel. It's not like a tin can, it's heavy steel. Okay, this is the inside of my wood stove. You see when you're burning it, what it'll do is it'll burn the paint right off it. Okay, so you stay there, and I'm going to put this thing back together. Okay. And these screws line up here. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is and here is bend this over some because this was keeping this thing from shutting. Okay. Then I don't have to touch it anymore. Should have got ash all over it. Ash all over the place. Dang on it. My son and his little girl. Okay. As you can see, it's covered with soot. It's been burned before, okay? Oh, shoot. Got the wrong screw. Whew. I'm going to have to clean this up after I get offline with you guys. Another screw go. Whew. that said, here is the door. Put your wood in. Close it. Here is your pipe. Stove pipe. And I've got that, take the window out and, okay, we got a stove pipe. Okay, what we have to do, there's our extra stove pipe that's going to run out the wall, okay? That's going to run out the wall. There. Let me wash. Good to see everyone. This is my wood burning stove. It has a steel ceiling in it. I mean, it's going to be just a little while when I'm camping, going on a trip somewhere. You know. Okay, I just want to put another little screw in the back here, because what I have to do is put another one of these screws in. Just in case it does fall. I'm going to call this stove complete for now. Okay, this wood stove is complete for now. Not 100% complete, but what I have to do is do the burn tests and see if it's putting out any toxins because of the paint on it. You know, let it burn through and burn the paint off the inside of it, off the new layers. So, and just run the stove through the window with a piece of sheet metal over the window. And I'm going to do that temporarily, just long enough to, oh, see, you heard it here and saw it here. Okay, this is my homemade wood burning stove. Built for my truck camper. Okay, I'm going to put it outdoors and I'm going to start a fire in there. I need to get a grate, something to sit inside of here. I need to grate to something to sit inside here to prop the wood up on. I don't know what it's going to be, made out of metal. You know, just a grate made out of metal. Some kind of a metal thingamajigger. Or a rock or something. Hey, I could get a small rock. You know, something to be able to prop the stove, the wood up on inside the stove. You know. And that was a pie pan. A pie pan in the bottom that I got as a base of it. So, just wanted you guys to see the homemade wood burning stove. If you don't have a lot of money, you can have supplies and ingenuity. So, I'm going to bring the garbage back in a minute. We got nice new pavement. And when I get some more money, I'm going to work on my car. I might take it traveling, pull it on a car dolly behind my truck camper. I can pull it behind my truck camper on a dolly. Show you how nice it is. See how nice it is inside? It's nice and clean. The mileage on this car is 159,000 miles on it. See, no tears in the seats. Nice inside. Sitting here looks like a piece of junk, but it's a nice car. Might need a transmission, to put a new transmission in it. But I'm the second owner on that car. Yeah, I'm the second owner. Of course, it went through 3 or 4 more people when I sold it. Then I bought it back again. Sold it and bought it back again. Can you believe that? And I burn the wood stove. I'm going to use a piece of this stuff to be able to go over the window. see. Okay. Take this window out. Sorry, guys, for the bad filming. Take that window out. And put this over it. Just enough to be able to, you know, cover up the window and run the wood stove through it. I put this over the window just enough to test the wood stove in it. So I got my stove done, pretty much done. Okay. And these are my stovepipe and everything. See, so it's done. Home stove made out of a popcorn tin that you have popcorn, but it's reinforced. You know, it's got a second layer of tin from another popcorn tin on the inside of the sides of it. And the sides didn't take as much beating, I don't think, as the ceiling. The top of it is what takes the most beating. Inside the top side, I made a ceiling out of a piece of sheet metal, thick steel, the kind you would build floorboards for cars out of. So it's built out of thick steel. The floorboard is built out of, the ceiling of this thing is built out of thick steel, the same kind of thick steel that this door is made out of thick steel, okay? You just open it. There you go. Put your fire in there. Burn the son of a gun. Woo, brother. And then we'll have us a nice fire and chill out beside our nice fireplace. Nice wood burning stove. Yes. Put wood siding on the truck camper, make it into a cabin. Cabin in the woods. Yes. Wood cabin in the woods. Nice cabin in the woods. Yes, you just got to make the smoke come up out of it. There we go. There we go. Wood burning stove. Now I've got this thing, you know. And I'm not going to burn it. I'm not going to burn this thing when it's cold outside. I'm not going to burn this thing when I'm sleeping. I'm just going to burn this thing when I'm awake in the camper. I'm not going to ever burn this thing when it's cold. I'm not going to ever burn this thing when I'm sleeping. And I've got a fire extinguisher. I've got a fire extinguisher and everything. So this is coverage of my wood stove. So wanted you guys to see it here on my channel. I want you to get the idea. And the first burn in is going to happen. So what can I use to go in here to put wood on top of? Ooh. I just need to have something that I can prop up wood on. Hey, if you had a big rod, you could stick through there. Yes. Okay, guys. I'm going to do a burn-in later. Put it outside, not in the inside, of course, but outside, and we'll do a burn-in. We'll burn the thing. We'll test it, and we'll burn this wood burning stove and put it outside in the yard. Test it, and we'll work on get that window out of there and put the sheet metal over the window and cut a hole through it to match the stove, and keep it. And I'm going to use a sheet of aluminum on the back, in the kitchen on the backsplash. It's going to be about 1 inch from the backsplash to create a heat shield. So I'm going to have a piece of sheet metal behind the wood stove here, and about 1 inch from the wall to be a heat shield from the heat of the stove. But the back of the stove doesn't get that hot. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to do all that stuff. Okay, we'll catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe, join the revolution. I will catch you all where the sun don't shine.